I have to say pretty much yeah. But I really admire the Swallows.
My dad used to think it was Dirty Deeds Thunder Chief.
It's kind of sick, actually.
Dirty Deeds Thunder Chief.
Sounds like a Mad Max movie.
Exactly.
It does sound like a Mad Max
My
movie.
dad loved Mad Max.
He did?
Yeah.
Is that where that came from?
Thunder Chief or Mad Max?
Thunder. I don't assume that Mad Max came from your father wishing it into existence. First came my father, then Mad Max.
It's true.
I mean, technically, yes,
Yeah,
it is true, I'm
yeah.
sure, but
What's up, guys? You good? Anything cool of note lately to talk about? How you guys
I
been?
finished my first script.
Oh yeah,
That-
Woo!
yeah,
That's
very
pretty
cool.
cool of note.
I like that.
Hell yeah.
I like the fanfare.
You like that we can do that? Yeah. So tell us a little bit about it within your comfort zone.
I gotta work on the elevator pitch, but
You don't even have to do a log line. Like, what genre is it?
so it's sci-fi, but it's very soft sci-fi.
Ooh, soft sci-fi. Nice.
It's only sci-fi in the sense that
Sci-fi
the-
for Cinemax.
The primary driving plot device is something that would be a futuristic thing.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the regular, day-to-day stuff is similar with a few caveats here and there. Like there are like Android waiters and wait staff and
cool.
stuff. But other than that, it's pretty similar to what we live in now.
Is it sort of like a Minority Report in that way, where like people are wearing the same clothes, kind of?
Not in terms of fashion style, but in terms of the actual plot. There is something that could be reminiscent of Minority Report,
Okay.
but not directly inspired by that per se.
Now, for people who are listening, I already know a little bit about it,
Yeah.
and I can say that just from what I know, it's really exciting. So you
I'm
sent
very
over the
proud of
script. I'm going to be reading that this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of you. I remember finishing up my first script. It's a really exciting.
It's exhilarating.
Yeah, it feels
it is
good.
fun.
It feels really good. And then comes the torture of having to edit it and be like,
Yeah.
great. Now we have to get it through the finish line.
So I already have in my mind, I want to cut myself off at like 3 drafts most before putting sights on a new project.
Okay.
If I come back to it later and want to like do that, so be it. But I'm not going to let perfection get in the way of progress
Good.
for
Sure.
other things. So yeah, I think by this time in either April or very early May, I would like to already be starting another.
Oh, already
Story.
rolling on to the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
What's your plan? Do you have a plan for the script itself? Are you going to send it out? Are you going to try and get it produced?
I would like it to shop it around at some like screenwriting festivals and
Cool.
then see if anything like picks up traction there, and then maybe shop it around. I don't want to be like too much expectation, or I don't want to put too much expectation on it being successful.
Sure.
On myself, because I don't want to feel like I need it to succeed for me to like do well. But
Yeah.
if anything comes of it, great. If not, I have plenty more ideas in my brain.
There you go. Yeah, you've got a very rich inner life, I'd say. So the process was the enjoyable part for you. The
It
process
was-
of writing it.
To let myself know I could do it, because there's so many stories that I have in my head that I'm like, oh, I would love to see this come to fruition in
Yeah.
some form of script. I was like, you know what? I need to actually do it before I, think highly of myself for all these stories. I need to see that they actually can be completed. And this one, it was easier than I expected. Not saying it was easy, but it did feel more natural than I was
more natural
expecting,
for you,
which was a reassuring feeling.
Yeah, from someone who has a touch of the attention deficit, I can tell you that starting
Yes.
is the hardest part.
100%.
That when you have a blank page and there's just that blinking cursor and you're like, fuck, to even have the motivation to sit down is so hard.
Yeah.
But once, I don't know about you, once I'm in the zone and I get in that
100%.
flow state,
100%.
I can just crank shit out. But it's
Yeah.
just even getting up there. It's like starting a really old generator.
Yeah.
Is kind of what it's like,
My thing, the thing that really helped me was I did 25-minute on, 5-minute off blocks.
Nice.
And I do that for like 2 or 3 hour settings. So I'd block out like 2 or 3 hours and have an alarm after 25 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes, and no matter what happened, as long as I had finished a sentence, I would stop after those 25 minutes. I would give myself a breather. I would check, texts. I would grab a snack, use the bathroom, then sit back down the second that 5-minute timer went off and go right back in. And it made it so I didn't feel like, overworked or anything at any point. So the longer blocks, the longer periods, the days that I wrote, it was very productive.
I've heard of that
I've heard that too.
as a hack, especially for people with ADHD.
Yeah.
That the time blocking helps out a lot. Yeah. That's really cool, man. Well, I'm very proud of you. I can't wait to see the next thing that you come out with, and I can't wait to read the script this weekend.
Yeah.
My writing practice for this week was the script for this episode.
Awesome.
Are you guys ready to continue the story of William Marshal?
I'd have to say
let's
pretty
roll.
much, yeah.
Oh, baby. Yeah. He's getting good at it now, folks. All right, cool. So, William Marshal, 1st Earl of Pembroke, the greatest knight to ever live. The source for today's episode is The Greatest Knight by Thomas Asbridge. Okay? So, last time we left off at William Marshal's dubbing ceremony. You guys remember that?
Yes.
That's what it's called when he gets knighted.
Yes.
To be
yes,
dubbed.
Yes.
He was given a cloak and sword and hurriedly made a knight. This was a bit of a rushed affair, right? Because there was a war that seemed imminent in the Duchy of Tankerville. Remember, he was a knight of Tankerville.
Yeah.
Cool name.
Knights.
That's where he
Tankerville.
trained. Yes, which is
I feel like that's a really good baseball team or something. The
Tankerville?
Tankerville Knights.
yeah,
That's actually very, if they had that back then, that's what it would have been.
that is pretty good. Yeah, I like that. So just to refresh you guys, Tankerville is in Normandy, so we're in France at this point.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep. This is in the last episode. So we are in 1166 AD, and a border dispute has broken out between the duchy and the neighboring counties of Flanders, Ponthieu, and Boulogne. Okay? Upper Normandy was poised for conflict, and William Marshal was itching for his first taste of battle. As the Tankerville squad rode through the streets, the squad, why did I put squad? William tried to push to the front, but was scolded for his youthful brashness and sent to the back. So he's rearing to go. Okay, he's all hopped up on piss and vinegar. He's 20 years old.
He's always been this way. He
He's hopped
went
up on
into a
hops from the
catapult.
sound of it.
by his own accord.
Yes, he has initiative. We'll say.
Was it of his own accord? I thought it was of his father's.
I don't know. I like to imagine that he just, what is this swing? And he went up there and
That's
they're like,
fair. Yeah.
get out of there. We'll bring you back home.
Get down from there, you little tosser.
Yeah, you little twat.
Mommy.
Maybe he just knew he was invincible from the get-go.
Could have been.
I just think that if you were raised, if you were abducted by a king when you were 5 years old and you came face to face with death 3 separate times, you're probably going to be an adrenaline junkie, right? Because what are you going to do to like top that experience? So he's going to be like, I'm going to become a knight.
Right.
I'm going to go into battle because,
I actually think you might be onto something there.
yeah, right? Like
Absolutely.
his
Yeah,
brain
yeah.
was probably primed to be a bit of a fucking animal.
Yeah.
So anyways, so he was scolded for being a little bit too. He wants to go to the front. Everyone's like, settle down, you young tyke.
You'll get there.
You'll get there. So nonetheless, William rode on, heart pounding, a steady thud in his helmet as he braced for combat. Up ahead, a group of enemy knights spotted them and advanced. Both sides now charged and smashed into each other, and a frenzied melee ensued. William's biographer remarked, "The idle threats and boasts made back home were forgotten now as the real fighting began."
Oh, shit.
Marshal stayed calm. Keeping his cool, he drew his sword and rushed into the fray. His biographers, of course, say that he was the most glorious warrior.
Of course
and
he was.
He laid about crushing blows left and right, yada yada. He's the shit, right? But realistically, he's a 20-year-old kid trying not to get killed, right? You know, like he's probably not the most. He's definitely not the most experienced. This is his first battle,
Right.
But his biographers are like, yeah, he's like laying people out left and right. So, bit of embellishment, I'm sure.
Of course.
Or maybe he was just a.
Or maybe it really did.
He's a
do that,
natural.
Yeah.
We did cover in the last episode that his sword fighting technique was really brutish. He was quite strong. He was-
Berserker, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. His guts. So at one point, William became separated from the main party just as the Norman forces were being driven back. This is a thing that will happen several times in a few of the battles that we cover. It will start off as this huge all-out melee with everyone kind of clashing together,
Yep.
a la Braveheart. You know, you got the armies
Yes.
coming together, and then it breaks off into smaller skirmishes because
course.
it's a lot. You know what I mean? I always think of the movie with called The King with Timothy Chalamet.
I was just gonna bring that up.
What I was picturing.
just gonna bring that up. Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
You see the battlefields like after, and there's like just the dead bodies. But
and how exhausting
Yeah.
Oh my
it
God,
is
yeah.
to fight like that. And especially, I mean, these guys, this was before the full head-to-toe plate armor, mostly.
That we're speaking of right now.
Right. At this time, they had armor. They had halberds. They had helmets. They had some armor.
Are
But
you gonna ask what a hellberg is?
I was gonna
Oh, I
say
am.
which parts were exposed.
to answer your questions, Andrew, the halberd is the chainmail
Okay.
that they wear.
Cool.
At this time, this would be in 1166. They would have had the halberd chainmail and like maybe a cloth or a padded shirt on top of that.
Okay.
They would have had a helmet.
Okay.
And they may have had like a padded, it's called a coif underneath the helmet, the metal helmet.
Okay.
But they wouldn't have had head to toe armor.
So pretty much just chest and head.
I think they may have also had shoulder pauldrons as well,
Could've-
but
yeah.
I'm not sure that they weren't they weren't like bedecked head to toe in armor.
Or
Image-
variations, right?
Yeah,
Some
well-
people probably had some shoulder if they had some more money.
Sure,
Or,
yeah,
And some people
some
probably
less
did not.
courage.
but the
Right,
image
or-
of the image of like the
Fighting words.
I would hope so.
So, at one point, William became separated from the main party, like we said, just as the Norman forces were being driven back. Marshal, not caring, grabbed a lance and rushed back in, yelling, "Tankerville! Tankerville!" like
No shit.
like a frat boy, before unhorsing an enemy. So he knocked the guy right on his ass,
Just running at him.
on his horse.
On his horse, yeah. That
I
is
heard the lance.
crazy.
I'm just picturing him running with like a lance.
Yeah, he had-
Tankerville.
Yeah, a tankard. He had
tankard,
he had
yeah.
tankards in both hands. And he
I
had one of
assume
those.
that's where
he had one of those
Tankerville
beer
is.
drinking hats on too, and he was pissed, and he was just fucking smacking people with mugs.
Tankerville.
Tankerville,
Knights for the win.
He's not even saying it right.
Yeah. No.
So now, with him rushing in, he gets everyone else revved up. So the Norman retinue, now spurred on, rejoined the skirmish. Then, unexpectedly, out of nowhere, a Fleming armed with a hook-tipped pole managed to grab Marshal's shoulder armor. So he does have shoulder armor. As William spurred his horse forward, the hook bit into his chainmail and ripped a big gash down his skin.
First battle.
Yeah. His horse was also mortally wounded by this, right?
Not the horse.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
It really is.
I hate that. Like in video games, when you actually accidentally kill the horse, like in
like,
Red Dead Redemption, I'm
ugh.
always like, oh man,
Didn't want to do that.
no. So luckily, not long after the enemy forces began to retreat, and although William had survived his first fight, he had lost his prized war horse, which was a big deal. That night, a giant feast was thrown with no expense spared. As the knights scarfed down mutton and threw back ale, they discussed the day's events. One knight asked William what prizes he had retrieved during the skirmish. William, perplexed at this question, responded, "Well, my life."
Savage.
It's a good answer though.
The man responded, "Feats of arms is all well and good, mate, but without gold, you won't last long." It was then that Marshal realized that the other warriors had stolen swords, chainmail, armor, saddles, and even taken prisoners so that they could later ransom them back. Ransoming fallen enemies was a very common occurrence that could net quite a bit of money for the enterprising knight. Lesson learned.
I was gonna say, is this considered noble for knights though, or
I think it was just what
it was kind of like a gray area?
So here's the thing: chivalry has evolved to mean different things to different audiences. Back then, chivalry, part of being chivalric, would also have been to be cunning and have guile.
Yeah.
I've learned my lesson.
So that was very common, though. That was very common, and we're going to
That's
talk more and more
crazy.
about that. Tournaments are not what you guys picture. Let me tell you that right now. Strap in, because they're pretty.
I barely picture them at all.
Well, start
Sounds
because
like
you're
a-
going to be fucking wrong.
Sounds like. Start preemptively so that you can set yourself up for disappointment. You fucking animal. Start so that you can be wrong. It's great. Okay. So unfortunately, after a while, the court at Tankerville, much like Epic Games or Amazon, started doing some layoffs. Okay.
Oh, no.
AI.
Topical.
And
AI.
and Marshall, being young and inexperienced, got the boot.
Of
He's
course.
a relatively new knight. He's one of the first ones to go. Okay. So at this point, he only had a small palfrey, which is a riding horse. Remember, his war horse is dead.
I thought he had 4 horses.
He's
already down to 1.
He started with 3. He's down to 1.
He's on a 1.
At this point, so he probably only had the small palfrey, which is a riding horse, and a single servant when he hit the road, a penniless, disgraced knight.
Wow.
So he's at a low point.
Is he also injured right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a gash.
Top of all that, he had a gash.
From the Fleming?
Yes, from the Flemish man.
I'm assuming back then, getting even a gash is nothing light because you could get infected, you could die.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
You could die from a
that's
lot back then.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, better times. Weed out the weak.
We're going back, baby. Let's do this.
Let's go. Let's go. I often make jokes about
Darwinism.
well, yeah. At work, when one of my coworkers says something along the lines of like their kids being spoiled, I'll be like, they should bring back the draft because these kids are fucking spoiled.
That's
They
horrific.
might.
Well, yeah.
Now it's getting scary. That was a joke that he said. He's not actually writing up legislation for it.
No, I'm not. But would I be sad to see them digging trenches?
They upped the enlistment age. You heard they upped the
I
enlistment
saw they upped it
to 42.
42. Well,
But
that's
draft age is still 25.
still 25. Yeah, so you can't be drafted.
I
Not yet.
I'm
Isn't
younger
it
than
strange
25.
though that we're at the age now where we're like, oh, we can't be drafted into war. Like we're kind of old by Army standards. Certainly by professional
we can be
athletes
drafted.
standards.
That's
still.
exactly what I was gonna say. I knew I was old when all the professional athletes,
They're
even
like
the old
21,
ones, are,
and I'm like, wait,
younger.
what?
Yeah,
Like,
like
even-
they're retiring at my age.
Even models, I didn't realize growing up that they're like 18, 19 years old.
Yeah, it's odd.
And I'm like, oh, I'm 30. I just turned 33.
Now you
That's cool.
understand the Leonardo DiCaprio situation.
The Leonardo DiCaprio.
Lost the track.
Do I understand that now? What do you mean by that?
I'm more confused than ever.
No, the fact that it's weird
Now you
that,
get
that
it.
he's only going for models and the models
And
are all
19-year-old
like-
girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm convinced that
I see what you're saying. He goes for models which also happen to be 19 because they have to be.
Right, exactly.
I
I'm
see what you're
convinced.
saying.
I'm convinced that he's at least bisexual and that they're
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
sort of a
Oh,
beard,
I'm not
a beard for him.
convinced. I know.
We know you know.
What did he do to you?
I Leonardo'd his DiCaprio.
Is he? Is his?
DiCaprio's not the only one with a beard.
And a magnificent mustache, I must say. I was saying earlier.
Well, he told me it would look good on me. So
Leo
And
did.
what
Yeah,
Leo
dude.
says, Xander does.
He's been training his mustache.
I have
Sorry
to talk back.
to talk back.
First I taught it to roll over, now it talks back.
You're looking mighty fine today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right.
Ow, 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 ow.
He's twisting it. Oh, you bastard! Fuck you!
It's just me with my mouth moving. What the fuck is going on? Owie, owie.
In the mirror.
Yeah.
I think he's lost it. All right, so he hits the road. He's a penniless, disgraced knight.
Right.
However, his journey had just begun. At this point, John, the one-eyed bastard, remember his father? He had died and left his land and property to his eldest son, also named John. Very original. William could have perhaps scurried back home and begged for a position in his older brother's household, but he wasn't about that weak shite. He sold the cloak he was given at the dubbing ceremony for 22 shillings and bought a pack horse. Well, there you go. He didn't have a pack horse at this point. He now buys one. With his new mount, he set off into the world to seek his fame and fortune. Now, peace was not good for the employment of a knight.
No, of course not.
Right? You got a lot of pent-up, frustrated warriors hanging around. That's not good for anybody, okay? Because they tend to do things like raping and pillaging. Like even knights were up to no good back then.
Yeah, not all of them were good.
No, in fact,
Actually,
many
very
of them,
few.
many of them did some pretty horrendous shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
You gotta figure these are guys who are, they're nobility, but they're also kind of
They're
bred,
told they're
bred
the
for
best.
battle,
Yeah.
and they're told they're best, and
They're
they can
born
do whatever
with
they
money.
want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they give them the power. And it's like, well, and they obviously super entitled too.
First hockey players.
First they get the money, then they get
What?
the power.
Hockey players.
Have you heard about the hockey players things?
Oh, that hockey players are like that?
Yeah, like
Oh,
in
I've heard
Canada.
stories
Yeah.
about hockey players.
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, really? I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
They're considered like,
Royalty almost.
Yeah.
Because it's their
Like
country's main
celebrities.
export.
yes.
Yeah. I know
So-
what you mean.
So they're pretty untouchable. And
That's so sad.
Canadian hockey players.
yeah.
So the nightly tournament emerged as a solution to this debacle of all these pent-up, frustrated warrior is all about.
That's not how I pictured it.
Both contests in which knights could satiate their bloodlust and earn money while entertaining a crowd. It's sort of a no-brainer. Okay, despite whether or not you pictured it. Tournaments were very popular in Western Europe at this time, right? People were going crazy for these displays of brutal competition.
I'm going crazy for this
Oh
tourney.
my god, I'm going fucking bananas. I love this shit. It's brutal. It's really fucked up.
But how else are they going to get on? Let them kill each other.
Let them do it. Let them do it. Otherwise, they're going to have to pay my wife a visit. No, she's already been Rogered twice this week.
Okay, Jesus, dude.
And his name's not Roger.
That's right.
Spoiler alert. My name's not Roger.
Roger's me squire. I let me squire fuck you. That's disrespectful.
I'm the squire. That's right, I did Roger her. She was awful. Gave me the clap.
So what was, but the real question was, what was William to do without a proper war horse, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to read an excerpt from the book. The history of William Marshal declared that, quote, any man seeking to win renown would go to tournaments if he had the wherewithal. Not surprisingly, William was attracted by the very chance to prove his skills, but the question of a war horse remained. The Lord of Tankerville announced his intention to attend the event, leading a group of 40 knights, and though Marshal was allowed to tag along, he was said to have been downcast at the prospect of having to ride a mere palfrey into the fray.
Oh, that's what the fray means.
Finally, on the very eve of the tournament, the Chamberlain relented. Perhaps the prospect of seeing his young cousin shamed by fighting astride a lowly riding horse proved too much to bear. William was given a destrier, but the very last one available. The steed looked the part, being strong, fine, and well proportioned. I believe they're talking about me. But it turned out that most of the Tankerville household regarded it as unrideable because the animal was so wild it could not be tamed.
Oh, I love
It's a wild horse.
Good, right? It's like Bucephalus,
bucked.
like Alexander the Great. That's where that story originally comes from.
Oh, really?
Yeah. His horse Bucephalus was supposedly untamable, and he was able to tame it, and that's how everyone knew he was going to go on to achieve greatness. Okay, so at these tournaments, obviously injury and death were not entirely uncommon. However, the tournaments of William's day would be quite unfamiliar to a modern-day viewer. Jesse couldn't even picture it.
I couldn't. I certainly couldn't. Could you? I couldn't.
There was some pomp and pageantry, yes, but 12th century tourneys were often not contained affairs with orderly jousts being held in a small area.
No.
The tournaments that William would take place in were large-scale, chaotic battles that took place over large swaths of territory.
Sounds
Wow.
like war.
Yeah.
It's very, very close to war.
This is a war simulation. That's exactly what they're doing. Yes.
I see.
Yes.
Not what I pictured.
Not at all. I'm beginning to think you had a very limited imagination. What did you picture, Jesse?
Man with a horse.
And
I mean, yeah, you're
doing
right so far.
what?
Yeah.
Okay. So, fun fact, tournament comes from the Latin word tornare, which means to turn or revolve, invoking
away.
the image of knights swirling around each other on horseback. They'd have to turn their horse's bridle, and they'd be circling around each other.
No, that sounds like pomp and circumstance.
That sounds like a bit of pomp and circumstance, like on a Clydesdale doing little tricks
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah. This was the closest thing to a professional sport at the time, and as we discussed, we would all be aged out of it because we're old as shit.
Yeah, the Tankerville Knights are too
wouldn't
young
have
for
been
us.
good even in the right age. That would have been killed instantly.
No, don't sell yourself short. You would have made a day.
Very generous of you. He could imagine you making it.
The
a single
war
day.
horse wouldn't know I was on it.
It's feeling a little light up there.
I'd know you were on it.
Thank you.
That sounded extremely gay.
No, I'd see him on the war horse.
I know you would be on it.
I'd know if you were
I would
on
know
it.
if you were in it.
If you filled my hole. I am rectangular. I feel you in my hole. All right, so If Jesse was a horse, he would know Xander was on him. This was the closest thing to.
Yeah, that's
Two
that's
of my
exactly
best
what I said.
friends.
Appreciate the sentiment.
Two
I
of
don't
my
really
best
get
friends,
the sentiment,
ladies and
but
gentlemen.
I do appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate your appreciation.
Okay, Marshall's first tournament, held between Saint-Gemme and Vallon, took place across a landscape 30 miles wide, involving hundreds of knights.
Honestly, I
does
feel
it-
like that spread quite thin. 100 nights, hundreds. 30 miles is a lot.
Well, my question is, how does anybody view it if it's that big of a space? That's
That's
gonna
how
get
they
to
played
that.
lacrosse, like the Native Americans. Did you know that? It was usually over like 10 miles, but lacrosse was actually played like farther than
lacrosse
I could
was
see.
after the tournament. That was the follow-up.
In this?
Yes.
No shit.
Yeah, Native Americans sailed to England to compete. They would be doing it on the sidelines. Yeah.
You
a
had
little-
me going for a moment.
Yeah, I know.
It would have been invented at that time.
I'm going to paint a picture of how this would actually work, though. You guys ready? To what a tournament would look like back then. Okay, so follow me. Come with me, everyone, dear viewers.
I'm picturing it.
Travel along. Close
and
your
listeners
eyes.
and listeners.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Everyone shows up to their designated camp at least a day prior to battle. An influx of that many knights and their servants meant that vendors would, of course, set up fairs in hopes of making some extra scratchola. Armorers, craftsmen, merchants, and entertainers all come to ply their trade, naturally, right? It's got a big crowd there. This resulted in large crowds in tented cities that were quickly erected amongst all of the revelry, and kind of like a welcome break from the drudgery of existence back then. Right? I mean,
The vendors, you got to kind of think like if the spectators would have been probably people who otherwise would have been vendors, then, feel like, do they have enough people to have enough spectators and enough people to be running all the shops and vendors and stuff? I feel.
oh yeah, because, well, I see what you mean. Well, because some people would have been like farmers. They're not really going to they're not going to like bring produce probably, and then other
Fair.
people are shovel shit and, whatever. They're the keepers of the royal fireplaces.
Yeah, but how much money are those people going to have to spend on? You know what? It's besides
Oh,
the point.
I see what you. Well, some people might just come. I doubt that a lot of them are going to spend money. They're not going to buy armor because they're going to need it.
Yeah.
But they're going to come to see the knights competing, being fitted for armor.
Fair.
They're going to it's the same thing as if you're watching. People watch reality shows to see rich people live luxurious lives. If you're just like a commoner peasant, and there's a huge crowd of like knights getting dressed up and stuff, you're going to come see them like try on different
course.
armor and buy
Yeah,
swords and all kinds of stuff. It's just something to do. There would be some preliminary jousts sometimes and like little things set up while the fair was going on. with
undercards.
Yeah, exactly. And there would be older, wiser knights watching these jousts to determine who are the newbies, where are the weaknesses. It's almost like a professional fighter watching another fighter that they're going to about to go up against, and they're studying them for weaknesses in their
that's
patterns.
cool.
So there would be kind of like
That's why they're professional.
yeah, there would be some clever kind of shrewd knights in there studying, and it'd be a thing. So the day of the tournament, let's talk about that. The knights were dressed by their squires, throwing on hauberks, coifs, adjusting shield straps, fitting helmets, and any last-minute weapon inspections were all part of the scramble, right? Around mid-morning, the knights decked out in extravagant colors and dazzling armor would ride out to their team's respective starting points. There were drums, trumpets, and horns ready to be deployed to rouse, inspire, and act as signals. Both sides lined up across from one another on a massive field. The steady droning of nearby conversations suddenly hushed. The shuffling of feet and hooves all came to an abrupt stop. Then, the blast of a horn, da-da-da! Followed by a massive charge as a dizzying array of colors sped across the battlefield into a sudden, deafening crash. William would later remark that this was the most dangerous part of the melee. To lose control of your horse and risk being thrown off into the
with all
chaos
the sound.
of stamping hooves was to court death.
Jesus.
In order to survive, one required physical prowess, nerves of steel, and mastery over one's steed.
Which he got yesterday.
I think I'm ready. I did get slightly injured.
At that point, it's like, would he rather have the untamed, nicer looking horse or the pretty well tamed smaller horse? I feel like the Paul's
the Palfish. I guess. That's a good question. I would think you'd want something that's like strong and maneuverable. The Palfrey's fast, but could it carry him with all that armor on? That's the question.
That is the
smaller.
question. That is the question.
You would not. You couldn't even imagine it, could you?
But he was planning on doing it regardless.
He was.
Yeah,
Which goes to show his courage. He was like, I don't give a shit.
Or recklessness.
Or
yes.
reckless, or a bit of both.
Or invincibility, which I still think we haven't touched upon.
Well, I may get to that later. Who knows?
So for these tournaments, these knights are fighting each other. And he's like unemployed officially right now. He's there, I think.
Yes.
And I think they go there to find employment, possibly, right? If they do well, they could be asked to work for somebody with
a lord. They could be picked up.
Yes,
yeah.
right. Does that happen, or is that just
it could happen? They will. So I'm going to talk about that.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. So eventually, after this big mad dash to meet in the middle, you look sleepy as fuck.
No, it's
open your eyes. Open your fucking eyes when I look at you.
No, I'm not even that.
He's like
tired.
this.
It's this fucking
Jesse,
light.
just focus
The
on
light
me.
is
Just
bl-
look at
I
me.
literally can't even see you right now because I'm blinded.
It's not that bad.
No, I
have
have
astigmatism?
no, I do. I have astigmatism, and I also have dilated pupils from Adderall. So between that,
I thought you were going to say that you had larger pupils like than most people at birth.
no,
Like it was some type of
no. I actually
birth
do have.
deformity?
I have like permanent sensitivity.
I have enlarged
to light.
pupils.
No, I have permanent
The
sensitivity. to
optometrist
light.
always
with them.
tells me.
So I do have astigmatism. I do get the flare from any like.
You get the flare. You get
Yeah,
flare ups.
So like, if a car's driving at me at night, it looks like.
Do you look like King Stephen?
I got an astigmatism.
No.
When the car drives
but-
at me, it's very blurry.
Have you seen what astigmatism ends up looking like? I'm just gonna show him astigmatism view.
Just so you know, I have one too, Jesse.
So he knows. He
God
knows.
damn it.
He's lived it his entire life.
So that's what I see. All
That's
times.
also what he sees.
Honestly, it looks pretty fucking cool to me.
It looks awesome.
Don't complain.
It looks awesome, except when trying to discern what things look like, and when you have a really fucking bright light, it's a bit. I'm just like.
You don't have to
At least
discern
he's
what I
not
look like. Don't worry.
sleepy. He's
No,
just
I'm
blinded.
not. I'm not
That's
sleepy.
true.
I am
Okay.
blinded.
So
Once you
he's
told me to
listening
close my
intent-
eyes, it just reset my eyes to the point they're like, oh fuck, we can't come back.
So
Okay.
just keep him up. Just don't blink.
Don't
Well,
imagine.
it's already happened.
Just
Please don't do that. What he just did.
I can't even see.
fucking
I
terrifying.
wouldn't be able to look.
don't be afraid. Just be impressed.
Okay.
Keep going.
All right. So, anyways, so eventually,
I feel like I'm in a fucking Tarantino film. Can you? You might be blocking our shot with those.
You're absolutely blocking the shot.
I was. So
was.
eventually, smaller skirmishes would break off, right? As knights pursued each other throughout the countryside. Some would retreat to a quiet area in order to lay traps and ambush, right?
They had traps that they set
They
up?
would set up traps.
That's
sometimes.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's not very.
It's not
noble.
like Indiana
Well,
Jones style.
this was a part of it, Jesse. We just learned that. This is a part of it. This is part of the tourney. It's like a nobility
He's-
thing. This is what they did, and they would consider
He's also
themselves.
entitled to his opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting a little revved up. I like these nights.
He really likes that. So, some would retreat to lay traps. Others would hide to avoid being caught. One or two might have a personal score to settle. Either way, the objective was clear. Capture the enemy knights while protecting your lord and avoid being caught. So rather than, when I think of a tournament, I thought of a tournament, I thought of jousting.
Me too.
You unhorse your enemy, right? In these medieval tournaments, which took place over 30 miles plus, you were to capture other knights. That was the
Like
goal.
capture the flag.
Capture the stag.
There you go. The horniest night.
Either way,
It's just a guy naked with he's got
Capture the
a metal
stag.
a metal underwear with a fucking metal
Chastity
penis,
belt?
chastity belt,
chastity belt with a metal
Chastity
penis
belt.
sticking out.
an
So
antler,
you've- oh
an
boy.
antler for a dick.
You've captured.
Try to
me.
catch me.
Catch the stag.
He's fucking running around.
He's got
Enemy's covered in oil.
no. So And
Can't catch me. Can't catch me.
on the antler are keys that unlock everyone else's chastity belt.
Yeah.
They're all in the middle of the night.
It's a
Everyone
key
got
party.
fitted.
Yeah,
the
that's the
original key party.
Whoever gets this one gets the Lord.
It's the key part.
No, okay. In my mind, in the middle of the night, all of the knights have been fitted with chastity belts without their consent. So in order to get them off, they have to capture the stag, who's all greased up, and he has on his antler cock all the rings that will unlock each person's.
Just try. Just try.
Catch me if you can.
His antler cock.
Yeah,
It's such a vivid image.
Get him! He's running into the tree hollow. Get him! Oh fuck! I'm never getting this thing off.
one of his traps.
Balls are burning.
Fucking mud and shit. He's like, oh.
I'll tell you that
My
actually
balls are
is
burning.
exactly how I pictured tournaments. So
I wouldn't doubt it, you sick fuck. Capture me. You'll never get that off.
I have to piss so bad.
Okay, so victory brought glory, right? As well as extrinsic rewards, since captured knights were expected to pay a ransom in order to be released. They could be that could be in the form of money, horses, weapons, or armor, right? So you're trying to get stuff. It could be the key to your chastity belt.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You never know.
You could impress a lord, you know? So to clarify one thing you asked before, the initial starting point of the battle would be able to be witnessed by onlookers, but once they all dashed off, you wouldn't be able to see shit. So most people just
see.
went home. It's like, it reminds me of like in Dragon Ball Z when people go to watch the Z fighters fight Cell, and they're so fast that people on TV can't even see what's
Can't see
happening,
him. Right.
and they're so far away. They're like, they just know some climactic shit's going on. That's kind of what it's like.
I feel like there's a very easy analogy that could be made of a marathon, which is 26 miles, and people.
That's a really good point.
I like my
That's
Dragon
a
Ball
really
Z.
good-
I like my Dragon Ball Z reference, but that's fine. Suppose that's also
So I'm
A
assuming,
reference?
I'm assuming people just kind of wait to see who the victor is.
pretty much. Yeah.
So
Kind
there's
of.
people
I
at the
mean, or
starting
they
point,
hear
people
about
at
it
the-
afterwards. They saw the send off.
They wait to see if they're going to catch the golden stag. Get him!
Who got Stephen the Stag this time?
I've been hiding this whole time amongst the crowd. They'll never catch
does
me.
that.
Poked me in my arse with his fucking sharp ass.
Every time you walk by.
I knew it was him right away. He just got me right in my arse.
I came down here from Scotland to watch this whole thing. I didn't expect a little ferry boy riding around with the antler cock with his fucking antler out there. Hey, John. Is that Ringo out there?
There, Ringo over
With
there.
the antler?
With the antler cock.
That's weird. Why is he hiding under that tree? I
What's
don't
with all
know.
Is that where we get the bells from in the songs? It's all the fucking keys clanking together. He's
Can we
fucking,
sample that for the new album?
oh, is that how he hits the snare drum?
He's always going around the monastery hitting all the chalices with his antler cock, making sweet noises, ringing the bell like
Sweet noises.
We thought we'd put him in the tower because he's a hunchback and he could hit the bell with his antler cock. It makes beautiful music.
He nearly broke it during Helter Skelter recording.
He's got blisters on his.
I've got blisters on my cock.
You see him down the yard talking to that nun, Eleanor Rigby? Yeah. She's not going to go with him. He's a weirdo.
Father Mackenzie.
He's the most replaceable one in the band, don't you think? Yeah.
Which one?
Pretty much, yeah. Ringo.
Well, he wouldn't have Octopus's Garden without Ringo.
Oh, no. All right. So,
He did write that one.
yeah, good job. That's all fucking round of applause for Ringo.
And he sang Yellow Submarine.
That's true, yeah. Lauren saw him live.
I was born.
Lauren saw him
Lauren
live?
saw him live.
That's
Just
really
him,
cool.
like in his band.
Ringo
Yeah,
started
yeah.
the All-Star Band.
So it was good and it was a fun time.
Yeah.
Oh, I love me some Ringo. He's a
He's a
goofy,
good guy.
Weird guy. I
Doesn't
like him.
sign things.
Peace and love.
No?
Peace and love.
Like he has a no sign policy. Doesn't matter if
Like
you're dying
Dave
on cancer.
Dave Grohl.
Does Dave Grohl have a no sign policy?
No,
Yeah.
he does it only for charity now.
Oh, okay.
Ringo
He used
specifically-
to not though because people were selling it.
Yeah.
and he'd
Right,
get
so he
pissed
stopped
off.
for, and now he only
Ring-
does it for like charity or.
Gotcha.
Ringo wouldn't even do
Ringo
it for
doesn't even do it for
charity.
I
That's-
hate
it's-
orphans. I fucking hate
It's an
them.
actual thing.
Let them all go down
It's
to
like,
the ocean in a
if he
fucking
doesn't
yellow
do it for
submarine. I don't
anyone-
give a shit.
Yeah.
Make a wish. Welcome to it. I do too. Leave me the fuck alone.
I'd like to impale all the orphans with my antler. Fuck them.
Why did he become so evil?
Because you would if you had if you were greased up, running around fucking greased up deaf guy from Family Guy. Remember greased up deaf guy? You don't remember
Sounds
that?
like Arnold.
You don't remember greased up deaf guy from Family Guy?
I don't. I think you made
Really?
that up.
I swear
you
to
did
God.
make it up. But
No, I didn't.
He did.
So getting back to the story, William did quite well at his first tournament, securing 2 very valuable prisoners and transforming his fortune in one day. Here's an excerpt from the book. The tournament transformed William's fortune, setting him on the path to financial security. Only that day, the history noted, Marshal had been a poor man as regards possessions and horses, yet he came away with 4 war horses, as well as hacks, palfreys, sumpters, and harnesses. After Saint Gem, the attitude of the Tankerville household altered. Impressed by the rich pickings he had accrued, they paid Marshal great honor and treated him so courteously, more so than before. As William's biographer candidly admit, material assets symbolized status.
So how many people are in the I thought Tinkerville was like the town they lived in, and you've mentioned twice now the household. I'm wondering how many people make up a household back then.
Go fuck yourself.
That's fair.
I was gonna say he did really well for his tourney. That's crazy.
Yeah.
4 war horses.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jesse, I don't know.
How many people made up a household?
Well, I
back
wasn't
then?
sure. Is he just like living with this Tinkerville family?
Now, would
or
you say 20 people constitutes a household? Because I don't know. I think 3's a crowd, personally.
Yeah, no, I don't know, Jesse.
probably a small village.
I would imagine a household. We're talking about nobility. So anyone that fell under the banner of the Lord, which is William Tankerville, was part of the household,
Right.
so
Okay.
to speak. So there's no set
Like
number.
House of Atreides.
There's no set number like how we told you two finger lengths away from the mic, which is an exact science. Don't deviate from that, and that's why you're called Jesse Two Fingers.
That's right. It's true.
Yes. Jesse Two Fingers, welcome back.
Yeah.
William would spend the next year traveling throughout the tournament circuit as a sort of free agent akin to a hedge knight.
Like in Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Like in Night of the Seven. You saw it too?
This man showed me it.
All of it?
No, you barely watched the first episode.
Yeah.
Remember, you were researching the episode on your computer while we were watching it, so you could be a part of it.
true.
I don't get. Oh, whatever. You should finish it. It's very good.
It's very good. I finished the whole thing. It was awesome.
Oh, fuck yeah.
At one tourney in particular, during his year of traveling, he was cornered by 5 knights and mercilessly bashed up until he had to ride away with his helmet on backwards.
Holy shit!
He's 21 years old at this time. So they beat the shit out of him. His helmet somehow got turned around, and he rode back on his horse. He couldn't see; he was blind. He had to run away, and they're all following him, bashing him real good. Finally, he was able to get away. He ripped his fingers apart as he removed the helmet, gasping for air. So he couldn't breathe either. He could barely breathe. So he escaped that one relatively unscathed, I guess.
That sounds so scathed.
Yeah, it sounds
Sounds like the
Totally
epitome of scathed.
scathed,
It sounds
man.
like what the definition of being scathed.
You look it up in the
but not
dictionary.
deceased.
You look up the dictionary, it's bashed to bits.
Bashed to bits, scathed but
I've been
undeceased.
That's true. He was undeceased, thankfully. Another time, he was captured by a Flemish knight and forced to give up one of his war horses, which was a major bummer.
Jesus.
Jeez, he's got to keep these horses longer.
I
know.
know. They're losing him left and
He's
right.
cursed.
However, on the whole, William prospered from these skirmishes. He did quite well in his tournament circuit the first year. After several adventures, William decided in 1168 to return home to England for the first time in nearly 8 years. He's in France this entire time. He did this knowing that tournaments were outlawed in England by Henry II,
Nah.
being deemed too disruptive to the peace of the realm.
Fuck that.
So I guess this entire time we should have been doing a French accent.
Fuck.
While we were,
God damn it.
it's fine. But he's from England, so it's fine.
None of it matters.
Okay, fucking nihilist.
So
None of it matters.
we're all doomed anyways.
That's Sven. He's a nihilist. What is it from?
Yeah.
Big Lebowski.
Lebowski?
Yeah.
I think it's Sven. I don't remember. But that's
Swan.
he's like German.
Yeah.
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 So he's
Yeah, we're German.
We're gonna do lots of fun accents. But William returned to England seeking something else, a career in real warfare.
Wow.
He was sick of the tournaments. After crossing the Channel, William would enter the service of Patrick of Salisbury, his uncle. Patrick of Salisbury was soon chosen to help Henry II squash a series of uprisings in Aquitaine, the home of his wife Eleanor. With William by his side, Patrick of Salisbury's stake crossed over the channel to Aquitaine. So William enters the Salisbury stake. I had to put that in there.
Of course.
So William goes to his uncle. He gets taken up in his service, and they cross back over to France now. Okay,
So
so
he's just right
Aquitaine
back
is in
there.
France. So he's back in France. This is an excerpt from the book about Aquitaine. The Aquitanian expedition took William Marshal far from home. Up to this point, his life had been lived in southern England and Normandy, regions that in the 12th century shared a strong affinity in terms of language, culture, and landscape. Aquitaine was a different world. In its southern reaches, they even spoke another tongue. This huge province, the size of Normandy and Anjou combined, was one of the wealthiest areas of France, a land of rich soils, golden crops, and fine wines.
Ooh.
This is Aquitaine. Sounds very nice. Henry went about crushing the rebellion, right? So Henry II's over there with William and Mr. Salisbury's stake. Henry went about crushing the rebellion with brutal tactics designed to cut off supply routes and thus cripple military efficacy. Per usual, with this kind of wanton destruction, peasants, farmers, and townspeople were the ones who suffered the most, as their villages and resources were consumed by Henry's army. This was nasty work, and William had to come to terms with the brutality of war rather quickly. It took less than a month for the rebellion to be crushed. It actually took longer for Jesse to open his eyes than it took for them to crush this rebellion.
It's so bright, my guy. It's so bright.
After this, William and his uncle were tasked with escorting Eleanor of Aquitaine through the forests of Poitou. Side note, Eleanor, the wife of Henry II, is a mythical figure in medieval history who deserves an episode of her own. Eleanor of Aquitaine is shrewd, intelligent. She's a beast. She's a force of nature and a very important figure in
She doesn't have like
antlers.
powers.
She has powers of persuasion
Well, like, why is she mythical?
because she is such an
She's probably
important
just
character.
legendary,
Yeah,
I-
yeah.
That's the word that I would have chose. Legendary.
Okay, well, you didn't write it, so fuck off. While traveling through the forest-cloaked hills of Poitou, the retinue was attacked without warning by a group of Lusignans.
The mythical Lusignan.
The legendary Lusignans.
The mythical Luthinion.
the fucking the Tankerville Knights versus the legendary Lusignans. Baseball.
of mythos.
So they attacked from the rear, which meant William and Patrick would have to hold the line so that the queen could escape. So they were doing all right at first, despite being outnumbered and unarmored. So they had their
shit.
they had their pack horses with them. They had their armor on the pack horses, but they were unarmored at the time as they're going through the forest. Right?
Quite the surprise.
Yes. After an initial assault, Patrick jumped from his palfrey in order to quickly grab a helmet and his war horse. When his back was turned, an enemy thrust his lance through Patrick's unarmored torso,
Jesus.
skewering the man
That would
and
do it.
killing him on the spot.
Yep. Not going to walk away from that one.
The I wish you were there to commentate. Yep, not going to walk away from that one. He is definitely dead.
A peasant watching all of it happen.
And there goes the golden stag running in.
Yeah.
He's
Oh.
very slippery. He's sliding underneath all the horses, causing bedlam in the arena.
That'll leave a mark.
Smells like avocado oil. It could be a canola.
Gonna have to taste that. That's coconut.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
See how it plays out for him.
This death must have come as somewhat of a shock to the other Lusignans, as Patrick would have actually he would have been much more valuable alive, right?
Of course.
But alas, his body fell to the earth and darkness fell over him.
They miffed it.
They totally miffed it.
Yeah.
William lost his mind with grief and fury. He launched into a berserk rage and charged into the fight, lance in hand. After his horse was killed under him, he withdrew his sword and slaughtered everyone in his way,
Jesus.
like a lion ripping into his prey. However,
Wow.
the number of opponents soon overwhelmed him. Marshal was cornered with his back to a hedge, lashing out like a wounded animal at anyone foolhardy enough to approach. It was only after a crafty knight circled around the back of the hedge and thrust a lance clean through William's thigh that he finally fell. This is an excerpt from the book. When Marshal finally collapsed, the Lusignans warily closed in to take him prisoner. The lance was pulled from his thigh, and once it was out, blood ran from his wounds down his leggings and breeches.
How did he not die from the femoral artery?
Listen. Leaving the whole ground bloody beneath him, covered in blood. As the physical pain of the injury hit home, a dreadful realization must have settled over William. In this far-flung, unfamiliar corner of the Angevin realm, he had lost everything. The lifeless body of his lord and uncle lay just yards away. The raw anguish of that loss can only have been deepened by the certain knowledge that with his patron's demise, his own future lay in ruins. All his hopes of security and success had come to nothing. Marshal was a largely unknown and severely wounded knight and the prisoner of a desperate band of rogues. So, as the Lusignans prepared to take flight, they made no move to tend to William's injury. Instead, his blood-soaked body was unceremoniously strapped to an ass and led off into the wilds of Aquitaine.
God damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. 4 months, William remained a prisoner. Not 4 months, sorry.
4 months. FOR.
For months. For months, William remained a prisoner of the Lusignans, suffering from agonizing pain and delirium as he recovered from his injury. He endured all of this to the total indifference of his captors, okay? He fashioned bandages from strips of clothing, and those were soaked through with blood. He would beg for sackcloth in order to soak and plug his wounds. He would have to keep washing and reusing them. The fact that he did not die from blood loss or infection is astounding.
That's insane.
And further speaks to William's hardiness. This man is a fucking tank.
Jesus Christ.
I just medically unfathomable.
It's
That's
crazy.
wild.
Yeah.
It is crazy. I can't even imagine.
I too was like, how did he not? He must have just missed his femoral artery.
Yeah.
It must have. There's
Because otherwise he would
other
have
way.
bled out.
That's insane.
What, like near the bone, but must have just missed it. Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
chunk of muscle. That sucks.
Yeah. 2 stories stand out from his time as a captive. One could fit right into a compendium of chivalric romances, actually. So the fugitives, they're on the run now, right? Because they've chased off the queen and they've killed several knights and also taken William captive. So these guys are on the run, whether or not the king cares that William's been captured, right? They're still on the run because they've tried to kill the queen.
Right.
So the fugitives sought refuge at a house of an ally. A, quote, noble-hearted lady of the house took pity on William, bringing him a loaf of bread with fresh bandages tucked inside. So that was a nice little gesture.
Very nice.
Another story involves a rock-throwing competition, which William won at the cost of reopening his leg wound.
What a fucking savage.
Yeah.
But he won.
He saw and he was like, I gotta do. He couldn't contain himself, but then he ended up ripping open the wound. So, again, he's brash. Sometimes to a fault.
Bold and brash.
Bold and brash. Despondent and likely abandoned, William must have spent uneasy nights staring up at the night sky, trying not to sink further into despair. But then one day, something incredible happened. Something no one could have foreseen. One morning, news arrived that the queen, Eleanor of Aquitaine, was willing to pay a ransom for his release. He had thought that he was completely forgotten by now.
I would too.
William was released into her care, and as he recovered, she came to his bedside to ask him to formally join her personal guard. She must have been very impressed that he was there to hold the line with his uncle and would have willingly sacrificed his life for her to get away. He humbly accepted. Reinvigorated by this turn of fate, William Marshal would later go on to say that in this moment he felt as though he was, quote, in the gold. He was golden in modern parlance. The next 2 years, William Marshal remained a loyal and trusted member of Eleanor's house. Whilst traveling on occasion to seek further fame and fortune, he had also cemented himself as a valiant and skillful warrior. In a matter of course, he had gone from a no-name, penniless knight to serving Europe's most powerful dynasty, the Angevin dynasty.
Crazy.
Yep. Through his service to Eleanor, he would come under the notice of her husband, King Henry II. Henry, not wanting to risk a succession crisis, as had befallen his grandfather, Henry II made sure to sire lots of children. His pride and joy was his eldest son and namesake called Henry the Young King, just 15 years old at the time.
Is that Timothy Chalamet's Henry?
No.
Okay.
Henry II would bring on William Marshal as tutor-in-arms of the young would-be successor. William and the boy, much like Dunk and Egg, would spend the next 12 years together traveling the tournament circuit, winning magnificent battles, all while becoming close friends. We will discuss that glorious phase of William's life next time on Pretty Much Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Fuck yes.
Sound good?
That sounds
I'm
great.
excited.
Okay.
You left me on a cliffhanger.
I love it.
I think that's a pretty good place to leave off. That was a good one.
That was good.
Good job, man. That was
What
awesome.
do you think about this William Marshall, Xander?
God, amazing, honestly.
He's
Like
a beast.
just unbelievable. Like
Yeah.
to survive those kinds of wounds. I mean, not only his leg, but the first one that he
Well,
got
he's gashed,
during.
he's-
I mean,
he's-
that's just.
He scathed his fingers.
He sure did.
And also how it's described how he fought off all the people in that rage.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like so much
know-
has been based on his life, I'm sure. Obviously, Duncan Egg, from what you just told me.
Reminds me of Guts in
And
Berserk.
Guts in
and the
Berserk when he
100
goes fucking
soldiers he
crazy.
fights. Yeah.
Exactly.
Duncan, Idaho, and Dune.
Oh,
Jason Momoa.
Yes. Yes.
He's like-
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Duncan, Idaho. It's a ridiculous
Isn't it a crazy name that he chose?
It's such a bad name.
For such a smart author, like he chose the weirdest fucking names. For
Sounds
those
like
characters.
a fucking mattress salesman.
I'm Duncan Idaho. Come
on down.
Duncan, Idaho. But he is a beast. Like that
He
whole
is,
scene
no,
where he
I
goes
know.
against the Sardaukar.
Yeah,
No,
and
very
he's,
cool.
He's 21 at this point.
Yeah, it's
Imagine
young.
being 21, like he just,
Yeah.
and you're just fighting for your life,
Fighting around the world.
fighting around the world.
Let me ask you this. I know that we have an accompany piece to this, which is:
The Green Knight.
The Green Knight, yeah.
is there other media that is about him? Like I
William
don't.
Marshall.
Yes. Is there any movies or anything?
I was looking for some. He kind of comes up as an auxiliary character, but there's not a movie that I could find that was
That's
very good that was
insane.
made about him.
That's insane.
I think there's been a lot of. I think there's been a lot of.
You could
What?
You can look it up. You're saying
you could write it.
we can edit stuff out.
Well,
You can
that's what I'm thinking. So
write that
I'm
shit down.
surprised that no one's made a movie about
Very
him. It's one of
surprised.
those things that shocks me, and I think that people have taken a lot of aspects of his life
Like I said,
and put it into other
absolutely.
characters.
Yeah.
But I've yet to see a movie that's really been
It's not like it's
chronicled.
copyrighted.
No, I mean,
Well,
motherfucker's dead. What's he gonna do?
yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. You could literally just have at it.
I would love to have at him.
Yeah.
Take it from the rear.
What time frame was Andrei Rublev alive during?
How about Andre the Giant? What about him? What time period?
Why are you
I've seen
asking me about
pictures, but-
Tarkovsky character? You know, the most obscure.
What an obscure question.
That's ridiculous. What
Jesse,
time
you
was
have
Andrei
a phone. You
Rublev?
can just look that up. I love how this entire episode he's been treating you like an encyclopedia, like a human encyclopedia.
I
The
know.
questions are,
I
so
expect-
how many for a household?
I know. Just
Andrei Rublev was alive 1360 to 1430.
so this would have been after William Marshall.
Yeah, he probably had heard of William Marshall.
What did he do?
Yeah,
He was
I don't know.
iconograph.
iconoclast,
No.
Did he draw stuff?
Yes, he
very
painted
cool.
icons
iconographer.
Oh, cool.
or Orthodox Christian icons and frescoes.
So why did he come up in your brain?
Well, because when talking about
Middle Ages.
when talking about movies of people during that time, Andrei Rublev was the only one I could think of that actually like followed a real person that I was gonna ask if it was of that time. It's obviously 200
I
years
see.
later.
In a very strange manner, they followed
Yes.
his story.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a Tarkovsky movie, so
But that's
it's a great. It's his best one. I think it's probably one of his best ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but I
Not
didn't want
not
to speak out of turn.
controversial. I think a lot of people.
Yeah,
think
Andrei
that.
Rublev, highly recommend.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm glad that you've
I'll have
seen
to
it.
watch
I didn't
it.
know
I've never
you've seen it.
heard of it.
Yeah,
It's quite
well,
good. I watched it. I went in kind of blind, and I kind of expected
Like right now with the lights?
Yeah,
I can't see shit, man.
and
I feel like the first time I saw that movie.
there's a particular one that I will say, like it goes through vignettes across his life, and
That's
there's
cool.
one particular one. I think it's called The Bell, or the you know which one I'm talking. It's the boy
Yeah.
with the bell that you don't necessarily know what its purpose is, and then when it finishes, it left such an impression on me as a audience member viewer.
You're super aroused, but you don't know why.
Well, no, I was just like, my God, like it was incredible, and it left an impression on me forever in what films could do.
That's really cool. I love when that happens, man. Honestly, I really do.
Cool. Well, we spun off into that. That was cool.
That's our closing.
That's our closing. Yes, closing remarks. Watch Andrei Rublev. We're going to have a part 3, obviously, of William Marshal. Join us back for that. Please follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, pretty much podcast, everything. We're on Spotify. And thanks for listening. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Over and out.
Later.
I'd have to say pretty much yeah. But I really admire the Swallows.